It's a pretty good topic in my opinion. It's a topic that has come up a few times in the stream, and I think it's something that warrants a bit of a commentary about, and it's something that I'm kind of curious about, so I want to give it to you. And the question is really, will Destiny flop? Now, to put it into comparison, Destiny has been sort of unfairly compared to Titanfall, and I mean this because Destiny hasn't been released yet. We've only seen a beta. But I'm going to go through reasons in why it can flop, and I'm going to go through reasons in why it most likely won't. So let's start with the reasons why it could flop. First and foremost is the low level cap. Level 20 is a very, very low level cap. Now, in the defense of the level cap, and of course, I'm not going to try to defend every single point here for the sake of playing devil's advocate, but the defense of the level cap was that in the beta, leveling was sped up. The process of leveling was incredibly quick. You hit level 8 in maybe 3 hours. And for anyone who plays the game, that's pretty much going halfway through the levels in 3 hours. You want to not hit the level cap at all. It should take you a long time. To put it into perspective, back in the original release of World of Warcraft, during the vanilla days, to hit level 60, it took you literally a month of time. Now, obviously, now you can level and hit the max rank in maybe a week, and that is an incredibly fast process. 1 to 90 is very quick. So going 1 to 20 in the beginning of the game and getting there in maybe a couple days, maybe a week, maybe a week and a half, is a little too fast. And that is going to turn a lot of players off, because once they hit that top level, they're going to realize that the progression at that point comes to gear. That is what an MMO is. Now, Destiny is not strictly an MMO in the sense that maybe you and I understand it, or in the sense that it's been defined for other MMOs, but it still is an MMO. And once you hit that level cap, you're going to understand that basically you have to gear. Now, there's nothing else to do. If you're not going to play PvP, if you're not going to go into competitive or anything like that, you're going to just go for gear. And the whole time, it literally becomes going against those raids. So unless these raid bosses are incredibly tough, and I mean incredibly, incredibly tough, like one-shotting mechanics or something like that, very unforgiving, you're going to see players clearing this very quickly. Now, again, I don't know how fast leveling is going to be. We only saw the beta, and from what I understood of the beta and what I read on the forums is that the leveling process in the beta was sped up. Now, that's just one reason. The second reason it's going to flop, and this goes to competitive players. There's no private servers being released at launch, and like I said, I had a video about this last week, and I literally am still hitting my face against the wall. That this is a huge mistake that they're making, not releasing this at launch, and it's something that they are undoubtedly going to most likely regret, because what they are doing is essentially killing themselves or shooting themselves in the foot for any kind of hype they're talking. They want to talk about competitive game modes. The game modes cannot be competitive unless you offer players an arena that they don't have to go through Bungie's matchmaking process, where you can set up a private lobby and go in there and play it out. It doesn't have to have spectator mode, but it has to be a private lobby so that you and your buddies can go play another group of buddies and go head to head. That is undoubtedly a huge oversight in my opinion. But on the flip side, maybe there will be some kind of private server option at launch. I doubt it, but again, it's something that they're most likely going to add, but I know for a fact it's not coming out at launch. Again, a huge mistake, and it undoubtedly will cause a lot of headaches for a lot of players. It's already people have complained about it, and it's something that will without a doubt cause Destiny to flop if it does, or be one of the cause of that factor. The third and final thing is, how big is Destiny? Now, we saw a bit of the missions. We saw pretty much Earth, and we saw a little bit of the Moon. I, unfortunately, did not get the opportunity to go to the Moon mission. So, we saw the Earth. We know it's semi-big. It's big enough in the sense that it gives you enough to do, but it's not as big as they are seeming to say it is. So, this is an unpopular opinion, and it has been reinforced by Bungie themselves, and they're saying we've only seen a fraction of the world. But if Earth is any inclination of how big worlds are going to be, I am skeptical, to say the least. I'm not very hopeful in how big the worlds are actually going to be. I hope I'm wrong, but again, small world size, small map size could lead a lot in the information of why Destiny could not be as successful as people think. Now, here's the flip side. Here's the other side of the argument, and it's the side of the argument that I undoubtedly support, and why Destiny won't flop and it will be successful. First and foremost, there's a shit ton of hype behind it. Now, that argument can go either way in terms of helping it flop or helping it be successful. But in my opinion, they would not put this much promotion behind a game unless they had a good feeling it was going to be successful. Now, of course, no one wants to bring out a project that they think is not going to be successful. I mean, that's marketing 101, essentially. You're not going to buy a game or develop a game and be like, well, we're going to promote the hell out of it, but we don't think it's going to be successful, and vice versa. You're not going to buy a game and think it's going to suck. So perhaps it's maybe too bit of a positive reinforcement on my end, or wishful thinking, whatever you want to call it, that I think that Destiny will be good simply because of the promotion they're putting behind it. The one statement that I will stand by in the fact that I think it's going to be good is that they want to have Destiny last for 10 years. Now, this, again, could be overambitious, and I think it is overambitious, because if you look at the lifespan of World of Warcraft, it is to the point where it's been 10 years old, but they've seen a huge wane in player base. They know that it's very successful, and still is very successful, but after a few expansions that are quote-unquote somewhat lackluster from the community over at World of Warcraft, they'll tell you that there's not much real reason for them to play. It's kind of the same thing again and again, and unless Bungie figures out a way to spicing up the formula, we could see the same thing there. But I am very excited. 10 years is a long time to support a game, and I'm very, very stoked. The final reason I'm excited to play Destiny is because it's something new, something different. It's a real MMO coming to the consoles. Now, anyone can raise their hand and say, we have MMOs on the PC, I've played them, I understand that, but we don't have something like this for console players, for people that don't want to shovel out the cash to build a PC or become part of the PC master race to get the opportunity to play with their buddies, average Joes that, you know, work every day or whatever, don't have disposable income for whatever reason, just want to play Destiny. No subscription fee, you get to play, and it's going to be a lot of fun, and not to mention, I mean, it's Bungie. We're talking about the guys who fathered Halo. The guys who put a lot of time and effort into their games, and we saw a fantastic trilogy coming from them with the Halo series. So I'm incredibly excited for those reasons alone. Developer faith here is #1 in my opinion, and it's a huge reason in why I think Destiny is going to be successful, is because if you look at Bungie's track record, they've done only good things. Haven't done anything bad. They've done a few questionable things, of course, like any other developer, but they haven't done anything to lose that consumer faith. Those are my reasons, either or. I will be playing Destiny, and I will be streaming it. I want you guys to check that out. If you did sub to this channel for Battlefield, don't worry. I will still be playing Battlefield, and I'll still be streaming it regularly. I'm just going to be mixing up the games, going Battlefield to Destiny. And I want you guys to be a part of that. So check it out. That'll do it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this commentary, and I am out of here. Have a great weekend, and I hope to see you out there on the frontier in Destiny. I'm out. Peace.